Hey guys, we're going to go over 8-7B practice today, and Winnie's here with me. She wants to say hi to you guys.
Hi.
We're having a great time at home. Right, Winnie?
Yeah.
Okay, say bye to the kids.
Bye.
Okay, so let's go over the homework here, or the classwork. So let's look at practice number 1. So the equation is x squared minus 11x plus 19 equals -5. What do you need to do to make the right side of the equation equal to 0? So I just kind of consistently made it the right side. It really doesn't matter which one you do, but we want to get this to equal 0. So thinking about over here, this minus 5, to get that to 0, we're going to have to do plus 5 to both sides. So this is going to have, let's see, I'll use green, a plus 5 there, and a plus 5 there. That's going to give us x squared minus 11x plus 24 equals 0. Now we have the equation where one side is equal to 0, so we can think about trying to factor it. We want to think about factors of c that will add up to b. So c here is 24 and b is -11. So some of you might be having trouble thinking of the factors. One of the things you can use to help you that in the past kids have found was helpful in your agenda, there's a multiplications table, like a chart, somewhere in the back in the reference pages. That seemed to be helpful sometimes if you forget your factors of different numbers or whatever. The more practice you have with this, I think the easier it becomes. But we're trying to find out something that multiplies to 24 but adds up to -11. So if it's going to add up to a negative number and multiply to a positive, that means we need to have a negative times a negative. So I think -8 and -3 are going to work. So we have x minus 8 and x minus 3. When we use the zero product property, we have x minus 8 equals 0, x minus 3 equals 0. We'll solve that first one by adding 8, so we get 8. The second one we add 3, so we get 3. So there are two solutions. All right, let's take a look at this one. So we need to get rid of -5 and minus 2x. So let's add 5 and add 2x. So if we add 5 and 2x, we have to add the same things over here. And I just kind of lined them up so that they're like terms, so it's a little bit easier for me. You get x squared plus 7x plus 10 equals 0. So we're thinking about factors of c that add up to b. So what are some two numbers that will multiply to 10 and add up to 7? I think that's going to be 2 and 5, or 5 and 2, whatever way you want to write it. So when we use our zero product property, we have x plus 2 is 0, x plus 5 is 0. That means we have -2 and -5 when we solve those. So those are our two solutions there. All right, next one. We'd have to add 22 and subtract 3x. So we're going to do plus 22 and minus 3x. That's going to get us 0. To make sure that we do the same thing on the other side. So minus 3x plus 22. So we've got, when we combine like terms, x squared minus 10x plus 24 equals 0. So factors of c that add up to b. So positive 24, it's going to multiply with a positive 24. And it has to add up to -10. I'm thinking -6 times -4 would be good. So x minus 6 and x minus 4 are two factors. Zero product property, set those both equal to 0. When we solve, we will get positive 6, positive 4. Those are our solutions. All right, last one. So again, we have to get one side of the equation to equal 0. Oh, so there's just one thing over here this time. So let's do minus 6 on both sides. All right, so that's going to give us, when we combine like terms, x squared plus 3x minus 18 equals 0. So factors of c that add up to b. Notice now, our c value is a negative number. So we are going to, when we think about factors, when we multiply two things together to get a negative, one of them is going to be positive, one of them is going to be negative. So sometimes it's helpful to think about two numbers that will multiply to 18 that have a difference of 3. I'm thinking 6 and negative 3 will work. So if I multiply those together, I will get the negative 18. When I add them together, that's positive 3. So x plus 6, x minus 3. When we use our zero product property and solve, this one will be negative 6. The second one will be positive 3. So there's our two solutions for that one. All right. If you had questions, specific questions, and you posted them in your in the text box there, see your comments in Google Classroom. I will respond to each question individually. If it seems like it's something that everybody is asking about, I will address it with a comment to the whole class. But if you have a specific question that you've posted here, check your comments and I will make sure that I answer them. Have a great day, guys.